Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Day to Day, the podcast where we explore the joys and challenges of everyday life. I'm Emma. And I'm Alex. Whether it's personal growth, navigating relationships, or just tackling the chaos of the day, we're here to talk about it all and, hopefully, help you along the way. So grab your coffee, tea, or whatever keeps you going. And let's dive into today's episode. So, today we're diving into something that I think a lot of us secretly wrestle with, but don't talk about nearly enough: what it means to truly spend time alone. And let me clarify, we're not talking about feeling lonely. We're talking about the act of being alone. Right, solitude. And it's wild because, culturally, we've kind of been trained to see being alone as some failure, like you're unloved or something. But there's actually a real beauty, even power, in embracing it. Absolutely. There was this collaborative project I came across recently where people shared their experiences of enjoying alone time, everything from eating alone, watching movies, and even heading out for travels by themselves. And surprise, surprise, they found it liberating. Yeah, like that story about someone pulling off a solo karaoke session just for the heck of it. KTV alone, some would say that's bold, others might call it therapeutic. Right. And it's not just therapy, it's freedom. Take someone traveling solo, like just packing up and heading to places like Turkey or Thailand because they felt like it. Being alone gave them the flexibility to do, feel, and be exactly as they wanted. And let's not forget the small things that seem intimidating at first, like eating out alone. It's funny because people avoid it to escape judgment, but once you do it, you realize nobody cares. You're free to savor your meal and actually focus on enjoying the food. Exactly. And I also read an interesting psychological perspective on this. When you're alone, particularly in quiet moments, your thoughts and emotions tend to amplify. At first, this can be overwhelming, even too loud. But if you lean into it, it can also become a really empowering space to tune into who you are. You're touching on something deep there. There was this crazy study where people were asked to sit quietly with zero distractions: a room, a chair, no phones, nothing. Most participants found it so unbearable that many actually opted to receive minor electric shocks instead. Oh, wow. That's wild. It just shows how much we've grown uncomfortable with ourselves, doesn't it? But, as Jean-Paul Sartre famously said, if you feel lonely while you're alone, it's likely that you're not on good terms with yourself. Let's unpack that. It's like when you spend time with yourself in silence, you begin noticing things, your thoughts, unresolved feelings, and it's not always pretty. But those moments are crucial for growth. They offer insights and, if anything, create an unshakable trust in your resilience. Which brings me to this concept of main character energy that some people discover during their solo escapades. You're not just living passively anymore. You're directing your own story, with no audience dictating your moves. Totally. Like putting on your walking playlist and owning the streets as if they've rolled out the red carpet just for you. Or even silly stuff like observing strangers in a coffee shop. There's this joy in simply being and noticing. Yes, and let's not forget how alone time can make our social interactions richer. By disconnecting from constant interaction, people start to appreciate meaningful relationships more, carving out time for what actually nurtures them. And there's real psychology behind that too. One study showed solitude can refine social priorities. People naturally shift toward seeking connections with those who truly align with their values. That actually makes me think of all the to-do ideas people shared about spending time alone. From creative journaling, enjoying live concerts solo, to even doing something as simple as cleaning out your fridge, but doing it for you, not for anyone else. You know what's underrated? Going somewhere new, like sitting in an empty theater for an early screening or just wandering through a park with no agenda. When's the last time you did that? Not recently enough, to be honest. But that's the thing, once you stop worrying about public perceptions, the possibilities of what you can do alone are endless. It's like solo activities put you back in the driver's seat. Whether it's karaoke, a long bike ride, or even just grocery shopping, there's a level of focus and engagement that's hard to achieve while juggling social distractions. And let's not skip over one of the best parts, the reduced social maintenance. No explaining why you want to see a particular art exhibit or why you picked that obscure dish from the menu. It's just about you. Definitely. But it's also about gratitude too. People have said that solitude helped them rediscover who's really important in their life. It became clearer whom to appreciate more by stepping away from constant company. So, while humans are undeniably social creatures, taking that break to reconnect with ourselves might be the key to knowing what truly makes us happy and who's worth sharing that happiness with. So true. The next time I catch myself avoiding a solo outing, I might rethink it. Maybe I'll pick an offbeat experience like going to a live performance on my own. That sounds awesome. Let's encourage everyone listening, embrace that moment alone. Put on your main character hat and just see where it takes you. Amen. Until next time, explore a little solitude and who knows, you might discover a new side of yourself. Cheers to that.